That's it for the eyeshadow. Go me. Go me. I made it easy. I made it easy. It's not a triple cut crease. I made it easy. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. If you are, thank you so much for coming back to my corner of the internet. Today we're gonna be unboxing the IPSY Glam bag and boxycharm by IPSY. So if you'd like to see what IPSY sent over and what look I create, stay exactly where you are because we're getting into it right now. The theme for this month's IPSY is Rewrite the Rules. Wear too much blush. How did they know? Make the first move. Get a mismatched mani. Why? This month, march to your own beauty beat with botanical skincare, must-have makeup, and nature-inspired palette from women-owned and founded brands who inspired us to rewrite the rules every day. So it looks like this month we're celebrating International Women's Day. At the bottom they say, don't forget to rock some purple. The International Women's Day color symbolizes strength, justice, and dignity. Pop on your favorite purple sweater, paint your nails plum, or opt in for an aubergine eyeliner. Whatever you choose, it's an easy way to show your support. Goody, I'm always game for some purple. Let's go ahead and start by unboxing the Glam bag. This one's gonna have 5 deluxe sample size products inside. And I'm always so excited to see what they make the bag look like for the month, because they really do an amazing job at making the bag inspired by the theme for the month. So this month's is, ooh, that feels like really high quality leather. It might be plastic, probably not leather. Maybe it is, I don't know. It feels really good though. And this marbling that's happening on the front is gorgeous. Loving that design. I wish there was more of this color in it because I'm loving that blue, but that looks like marbling resin because I'm playing in resin. That's all I see is resin. They even have a little protector over the charm this month. Oh, it's some beads. That is so cute. I love this. And there's stuff just inside the shipping bag too. So maybe it's stuff that just wouldn't fit inside the bag. Okay, looks like we've got the card for the theme in this bag as well. I'm assuming that's because if you order just the IPSY Glam bag and not boxycharm by IPSY, then you're sure to have the card inside the bag. And it looks like we've got a brush inside that bag. This is a really wide blender brush, very wide. Ooh, that might be really good for nose contour. Ooh. Or even just the crease, blending out the crease. Like if you're using a dark shade and you don't want it to get too big too fast, this would be amazing for that. What is this? This is the Wing Me 13 Mega Shading Brush. So now there should be 4 deluxe sample size products inside the IPSY Glam bag. Let's see what the first one is. Looks like a little palette. It says Party on it. This is the Shades by Shan Life of the Party Volume 2 palette from the High Rise and After Dark palettes. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of really excited for purples now that they've mentioned it, so hopefully this palette is a bunch of purples. Okay, we got a quad of some nudie berry-ish tones. So we got a little bit of purple in there. It's not a whole lot, but it's some purple. Kind of more pink than purple, but 2 very wearable matte shades that we can blend out a nice transition shade with in the crease. Our third deluxe sample size product is from Karma Beauty. Have not heard of Karma Beauty. This is the Replenishing Truffle Leave-In Conditioner infused with biotin and ginseng. Restores, moisturizes, and strengthens. Our truffle leave-in conditioner absorbs deep into the roots, hair follicles, and scalp to help nourish, hydrate, and strengthen from the inside out, formulated to help add moisture, smoothness, and shine with every use. Our truffle leave-in conditioner will help to transform dry, unmanageable hair into beautiful, hydrated hair. Always love a good leave-in, especially when I'm styling my hair in the mornings, not like this styling. This is my lazy styling. This is my like, I don't feel like it, so I'm just gonna keep it super wet and spray it with hairspray so it doesn't move all day long. That's what this is. But what I love to do is round brush and blow dry my hair, and I use a 5-in-1 leave-in that's a heat protectant and also a styling cream every time I wash my hair, and I think this is gonna be a great addition to that routine because I can immediately put this in my hair as soon as I'm done washing it and go straight to styling without having to rinse it out and do a bunch of steps in between. So it's kind of perfect. 1, 2, 3. Number 4 deluxe sample size is Pacifica. We haven't had Pacifica in a minute. This is the Glow Baby Brightening Face Wash. Even out, exfoliate, and cleanse with AHA, vitamin C, and vanilla. I'm gonna love this. I can tell you already, I know for sure I'm gonna love it. A, it's Pacifica, and I've liked almost everything I've tried from Pacifica. B, it's a brightening face wash. Who doesn't love brightening? Get that natural lit from within glow, love it. Effectively cleanse, exfoliate, help brighten, and even out your skin tone with powerhouse AHAs and vitamins. Go glow! It is for all skin types. Apply to damp skin, massage in a circular motion, rinse clean. Easy enough, it's a cleanser. I have to smell it though. I mean, vanilla and ginseng, I bet it's gonna smell like a spa. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's very nostalgic. And I don't know what it's reminding me of, but it is very citrus and vanilla, like sweet citrus. It's amazing. I love how that smells. Now for our fifth and final deluxe sample size product in the IPSY Glam bag. This is from Element. It is the So Seductive Lip Liner. You know, I thought this shade maybe looked a little wearable at first, but now it looks kind of deep. Oh, wow. Okay, it's a red. It's definitely not a wearable nude. It is a deeper burgundy red. But I will say, if you had like a blue-based bright red, and you used this with it, it would add a lot of dimension around the lip, making your lips look even bigger. So that could be very cute. Now we get to unbox BoxyCharm by IPSY, which has 5 full-size items. For those of you that are new here, we like to roll with things mystery box style on this channel. I try to avoid all spoilers throughout the month. Luckily, that's only been 3 days so far, so that everything can be a legitimate surprise for me, because I love surprises. So the first thing on top is our little newspaper ad thing. We've got the theme for the month, and they kind of explain what the theme means and why they chose it. We're not gonna look at any more of that because it shows products on it. And our very first full-size product from BoxyCharm by IPSY is from LMS. This is the Pro Collagen Marine Cream. We've gotten quite a few of these within IPSY Glam Bag, BoxyCharm by IPSY, and the IPSY Icon box. But luckily I have used every single one that I've gotten, and the hubby really likes this one because it keeps his rosacea skin super hydrated. So I'm always thankful for more LMS. All it says is this hydrating day cream leaves the complexion looking more radiant. Short, sweet, to the point. What's not to love? Full-size product number 2 is from Aceology. This is the Berry Glaze Overnight Lip Mask. Love me some berry. Berry anything. Strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, watermelon. Oh, watermelon's my favorite, but I'll take some berries. The last Aceology overnight lip mask I got, I ended up using in the daytime more than anything else because it was so glossy looking. Let's see if this one is too. Oh, it is super, super glossy. It is a little thicker than the last one I had. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't really know if the last one I had was an overnight lip mask. It might have just been like a balm. And that might be why it wasn't quite as thick as this one, because this one's pretty thick. But it melts in really nicely and it feels really soothing and nourishing. That could easily be a daily gloss. It might be. Oh, and it tastes so good. I don't know if I taste berries specifically, but it tastes sweet and it's nice. Full size number 3. I can't tell the brand. Defiance Beauty by Nakomi? Is that what that says? Nakomi. Defiance Beauty by Nakomi. Infinity Liquid Eyeliner, and it's a vegan formula. It's in the shade Enigma Carbon Black. Oh my gosh, I really like this component. That is really cool. It's got all those flat edges. And you know what? I feel like maybe I'm gonna like that more than a rounded one to hold. It just feels comfortable. Like, it feels like a pencil. That's what it feels like. Okay, yeah. No wonder it feels so natural. Looks like it's a felt tip, but it's super, super sharp and goes to a really sharp point. It's very thin at the end. Now time for full size number 4. This is from Ever Eden SPF 50 Premium Mineral Sunscreen Lotion. Water resistant for up to 40 minutes, made with SheerTech Zinc Non-Nano, whatever that means, Safflower Olatech, whatever that means, and sunflower seed oil. I know that one. It's non-toxic, hypoallergenic, and dermatologist tested, and it's 2 fluid ounces. This is a really big sunscreen. No parabens, no phthalates, no petroleum, and no synthetic fragrances. Oh, thank goodness. So it's not gonna smell like fake roses. I hate that smell. I don't know why, but I love this packaging so much. That meant to go like on a keychain or something. Obviously you can like run a strap through or something and like tie it to it, so I guess it could go anywhere. That's really cool. I like that. And the fact that it's SPF 50, I feel like most brands are trying to go with SPF 30, and that's the minimum I'll use. So SPF 50, bring it on. Protect me from that sun and those harmful UV rays. Alas, we are down to the 5th and final full-size product, and we've got a palette from Wander Beauty. This is the Trailblazer eyeshadow palette. Oh, I really hope we find some gorgeous purples in this palette, since we only had like a pinky purple in the last palette. And is it just nudes? Well, there's some pinkish tones in there. Well, there's like one pinkish tone in there, but the rest is pretty nudie, except for the random greens over here. That's interesting. Huh. I don't really know if those greens go in this palette to me. Don't they just seem very out of place? It just doesn't seem like the palette should have those greens. Like, it seems like this should be the palette. I'm kind of biased though. I would have rather they added like a navy blue and some shimmery duochrome blue, or the purples. I would have taken the purples. But it's still a very wearable palette. We've definitely got some eyeshadow shades that we can use in there, along with the Shades by Shan eyeshadow palette. So we've got some variety, a little bit. Very wearable variety, but some variety. We've got the Shades by Shan eyeshadow palette, the Wander Beauty eyeshadow palette, the Defiance Beauty Felt Tip Liquid Eyeliner, and the Element Beauty So Seductive Lip Liner. Let's start the eyeshadow look using the Shades by Shan Life of the Party palette. I'm gonna go in with this more like burgundy kind of shade as my transition tone. And as per usual, I'm gonna keep this just concentrated on the outer half of the crease so I can go in with a lighter shade on the inner half of the crease. I'm gonna try to keep this a very simple and easily recreatable look, but we all know how that goes normally. I always say I'm gonna do something easily recreatable, and then I end up doing like 4 cut creases and a sharp ass wing. So I'm going to attempt to avoid all of the extra things today and just make this easy. Easy, Chris. Easy. Plus I've got a lot to do today, so I really just want to get the eyeshadow part done rather than spending, you know, 6 hours on an eye look like I normally do. It looks sort of like a blush shade. Like if you're just barely blushing, just a tiny little bit, like you're slightly embarrassed. Very wearable, very natural. For the inner half, I'm gonna use the same palette and just go into the lighter shade right here, and just use that shade to fill the entire inner corner area. Wait, is that orange? It is. That's kind of an orange. I thought it was like a white creamish kind of color, but it's got enough red and yellow in it that it really is kind of orangey. Okay, so the inner corner's gonna be a little on the orangey side, but surprisingly, it still works really well with that sort of like burgundy cranberry shade on the outer corner. Now, obviously I built up that cranberry shade a little bit. I didn't want it to be as pigmented as it is in the pan on the eye yet, since I'm gonna be darkening it, but I can always go in and add more of the pigment later to have it be a little bit more rich than what it is now. I have to admit, I'm really enjoying the blendability of these shades. I know we've used some Shades by Shan eyeshadows before. Don't ask me what palette it was or how long ago it was, because I don't remember. I think maybe it was some quads, like this one, but smaller sizes, maybe? But I do remember all the matte shadows I've used have been really, really soft and blendable. So the quality is there. Now it's time for my second favorite part. We get to add some depth. My favorite part is the shimmer. So for some depth, we're gonna go into the Wander palette. I'm gonna use this center shade, and I'm just gonna use the same brush that I used in the maroony burgundy shade on the outer corner, because it's big and fluffy, and it should help me keep this a little less pigmented than it is in the pan, because it's very, very dark, but it's also very, very warm. And I wanna see if I can lessen the intensity of that warmth by keeping it super sheer. So I'm gonna tap off all of the excess. And then when I think I've got it all, I'm gonna tap off a little bit more. Then starting in the lowest point of the crease in the outer half, just gonna start applying that and blending it out in the outer V. You know, actually I am gonna go ahead and pull this all the way through to the inner corner of the crease. I was just gonna keep it on the outside, but now looking in the palette, this is kind of the deepest shade that I've got, aside from this more like espresso shade called Elizabeth. And I don't think I'm gonna go that dark. So we'll just use the shade Mandy to deepen up everything all the way across. Probably gonna have to switch to a smaller brush if I'm gonna do that. But for now, we'll just stick with this one and work with a really light hand. Oh, I just love applying deepening shades with a big fluffy brush like this, because the blending happens for you as you apply it. It's kind of doing that work for me. I think we are now to the point that I can use the brush that came with IPSY. This is super, super wide, but it's very thin, so I think I can use it to deepen without everything getting way out of control. But now that the big fluffy brush is covered in the darker shade, I'm gonna go into the lighter shade again, the one from the Shades by Shen palette. Grab a little bit of that just to re-emphasize this shade right above the shade Mandy, the darker brown. And it's just to bring back some of that color since it was lost after blending. The trick is to apply it half on top of the dark shade and half on top of where it was already applied, so we don't end up bringing it too high and changing the shape that we've established. Then I can also use this brush to deepen the inner corner with the darkest shade once I finish using the lighter shade on it. So it's sort of my multitasker. Wow, this brush is so soft. That feels really nice. Just want to paint everywhere. Okay, I don't know if it's how soft these bristles are or if it's the shape of the brush or maybe the cut of the bristles at the end. That might be part of it, but I love this brush. It is so easy to blend with, and because it has just a slight taper on one side of it, it's perfect to fit right against the skin to do a really soft blend. And I guess because it's that square wide shape, maybe that's what makes it so easy to blend the big surface area so quickly. Whatever it is, I'm loving it. I would like to see more of these types of brushes though, because the bristles are so soft. I would totally be willing to buy a set of these. Is Wing Me the brand? Or is that what they're calling the brush? No, Mega Shading Brush is the brush. So I guess Wing Me is the brand, Wing Me 13. Anyway, now I'm gonna use this brush in the Mandy shade, the dark brown shade that we have in the crease, and just re-emphasize that shade all the way across one more time. You guys know what time it is. It's shimmer time. I feel like we need a theme song for shimmer time. Stay tuned for that. That just seems like a really good idea. Maybe we can have some like catchy jingle that we can roll with every time it's shimmer time. But for shimmer, I'm not gonna cut the crease because I said I wasn't gonna make this complicated. So we're just gonna put it on the lid. But before I do that, I do need to take just a little bit of eyeshadow base onto the outer corner so I can deepen that up so everything is nice and consistent and seamless. Okay, I'm thoroughly enjoying this brush. This is a really nice brush. Definitely gonna be one that's added to my travel bag. Now for that shimmer, I have to use this shade in the Shades by Shen palette. It's like this chunky, glittery metallic, but it is so beautiful. I'm gonna put this all over the lid, but I'm gonna leave the inner corner open so I can go in with the lighter purple there. Oh my gosh, that is so intense. Okay, so I picked it up with a flat brush and it actually picked it up and applied it. And that hardly ever happens with these super chunky metallic shades like this. They don't typically pick up very easily with a flat brush, but this one does. Wow, that is so intense. The reflect is astonishing. Ooh, that's even got some blue in it. I didn't see that before. Yay, so we do get some blue today. How exciting. Then for the little spot that I left open in the inner corner, I'm going into the Wander Beauty palette into the shade Mackenzie. Oh, I love this shade. Only because it looks like it's just like a colored metallic shade, but as soon as you see that reflect, it turns into a blinding white light, and that is heavenly. It's ethereal. This is one of those shades that aren't gonna pick up easily with a flat brush, apparently. And just so you see what I mean, when you go over it with the flat brush and you try to pick it up, nothing really comes off onto the brush except the base pigment that's in it. So the way I get shadow out of those with a flat brush still is just push up some of the pigment, get it kind of clumpy on top of it, then draw the brush over it, and you should pick up those chunks. It's a little more messy, but if you're just starting with your eyes first, it really shouldn't matter because you can clean it all up with a makeup wipe. If you do your face makeup first and try to do this, it's probably gonna make a mess, so you might wanna put some powder down first. That way you can just brush away the fallout if that does happen. Oh, I'm so glad I decided to do this on the inner corner. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, you kind of can't see the reflect. Okay, there we go. She just needed a little bit of building, that's all. As a finishing touch, I think I'd like to add a brow bone highlight. And for that one, we're gonna use the shade Alex in the Wander Beauty palette. It looks like it's gonna be kind of perfect to highlight with anything. Actually, that would probably be a really pretty face highlighter too. But I was thinking maybe this one on the brow bone and the inner corner, once I finish all my face makeup, would be an excellent highlighting effect to the whole look, but it might be too yellow. So we're gonna see now. This might be one that I just have to pair with the green inside that palette. Oh, that is really, really yellow. Well, it looks kind of white in the reflection on the monitor. Maybe it'll mix with that pink underneath it and turn into more of a neutral shade. But at least the inner corner was done with like an orangey yellow shade, so it kind of still goes with it. It's just not what I would want. Really, ultimately, I would want an almost white pinky purple color, or even just a white shimmer would be really good. But this one works. It's not perfectly what I would want, but it works. Okay, shimmer's applied. Now grab the big giant fluffy brush to brush off any extra pigment on a paper towel. And we're just gonna gently buff that edge out so it's not a hard line. Boom, and she's done. Oh man, I really want that to be pink, but I'm afraid to go in with those pink shimmers on the brow bone because it might darken up everything. Oh, I'm so torn. No, I'm not gonna do it. This is fine. This is cute. It adds some highlight. We're fine. We're done. That's it for the eyeshadow. Go me. Go me. I made it easy. I made it easy. It's not a triple cut crease. I made it easy. Okay, now we get to move on. I need to clean up the mess that I made with all of the fallout and the extra overzealous edges, you might say. And since we do have a black eyeliner to use, I'm gonna do my normal little like pulled in the inner corner thing before I do the wing. So when I clean this up, I'm gonna pull that inward so it gets really, really sharp like that. Yeah, that's perfect. Wow, I don't usually get that right the first time. And how do we want the outer corner? Do we want it to be straight out or do we want some lift? Let's see straight out first. She's sultry, she's sharp, she could cut a hoe. Are we liking her? I kind of like that. How does it look once I clean up the top? Okay, she's kind of luxurious. That is so sharp. This is giving me kind of Vogue cover. What's the word? There's a word when it's like for a magazine shoot and it's kind of like over the top and abstract. Oh my gosh, I know the word. What's the word? Ugh. And for some reason, I always think of Vogue when I think of it. Editorial. Oh my gosh, it's very editorial. Jeez. So glad I thought of that. Took me forever. Better late than never, I suppose. Now that everything's cleaned up, just like that, we're done with the eyeshadow. Except the lower lash line, of course, but you guys already know I just pull in what I use on the top of the crease down onto the lower lash line. So let's use the Defiance Beauty by Nakomi liquid eyeliner. Okay, here we go. Let's do the little intersection first. I just love seeing that, so I want to make it the first thing I do. Even that tiny single line does so much for the shape of eyeshadow. I just love that. This is a very rich black, especially going on top of shimmer shades like that and it still being a very rich black. That's pretty impressive. Wow, I've actually got a clean line all the way across. She's a really good eyeliner, like a really good eyeliner. That is so dark and so matte, even on top of the shimmer. I need to let it dry before I continue moving, but man, that's amazing. I know it looks super, super huge right now, but once my forehead is relaxed and it all squishes down, it's not gonna look that big, I promise. Okay, no more eyeliner. I'm stopping at this point. And you know what? At least it didn't get bigger horizontally. It didn't get longer and longer. It just got a little taller and taller and taller. But again, once everything's relaxed, it doesn't look nearly as big now. Just looks like a little bitty baby wing until I open it. You're like, oh my God, it's all eyeliner. But I feel like we run into this literally every time I get a good eyeliner because they're just so fun to use. It's like going in with a Sharpie, but a fine tip Sharpie because we have control. Anyway, that's it for the eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera, finish off all of my other makeup, and we'll come back with the finished look. The face makeup is completely done. Mascara's on, the eyeliner's done. Threw some espresso colored eyeliner in the waterline. And the only thing I used outside of IPSY was a black eyeshadow just for this lower portion of the under eye so that I could blend my hooded lid eyeliner with my lower lash line. And I'm so glad I did that because it was super disconnected. Now it looks complete, cohesive, But now we need a lip. I gotta say, normally I would not pick a red lipstick with this kind of eyeshadow. I would probably just put on some lip oil, if I'm being honest. Who am I kidding? I've been really lazy with my lips as of late anyway, and I just do oil all the time. Let's just go ahead and use the Element Beauty So Seductive Lip Liner, and we'll see what lip color is calling to me at that point. I swear, retractable lip liners are the best. They stay so sharp, so you've got control the entire time you use them. And once one side gets dull, just flip it over and you have a whole nother sharp side. Now to choose an appropriate lip color. Like I said, I want to keep it kind of nude. I'm hoping that I can just blend these edges together and it'll still look okay if I do pick something that's a little more on the nude side. This isn't nude. It's not even close to a nude. It's pinky peachy. That might be okay, as long as I blend it. A lot of blending. So much blending. Okay, but did that not turn into the most gorgeous combo? Wow. I'm kind of living for that. I do have a little more leaning on the nude side, but I've still got the vibrancy and the depth of that darker pinky red. Ugh, can't believe that worked. And I'm so glad it did. Oh yeah, the lip liner was the very last product. So this is the final look. What do you guys think of the look we were able to create using the IPSY Glam bag and BoxyCharm by IPSY for the month of March? Let me know down in the comments. You guys know that I'm always hanging out down there with you, just chilling, just talking, so let's talk. Which one did you like more, the IPSY Glam bag or BoxyCharm by IPSY? Luckily, we got one palette in each of them, so whether you got the BoxyCharm box or IPSY Glam bag, you would have still been able to create an eye look using the palettes. That's so fun. So there's at least the capability of creating an eye look regardless of which one you got, or which one you chose as your favorite. I think for this month, I would actually pick the Glam bag, and I know it's not a huge deal, but mainly for this brush. I have never enjoyed using a brush quite as much as I enjoyed using this one. Just the shape of it is so unique. I mean, a flat blending brush, it's not that unique, but it really is. The taper that it has and the shape of it, I've never used a brush exactly like this, and I love it for the shape of my eyes. It works wonders with hooded lids, trying to get that section of the eye, that whole outer V and the crease section. It just makes it super easy to keep everything straight and lined up, and typically you have to do that with smaller brushes, which takes longer, but that one probably cut my time in half. Just saying, it was wonderful. Anyway guys, that's enough from me for this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up just to let me know that you did. Also, if you like this look and you want to see more looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. My username is the same for everything, it's just ChristopherJMUA. Don't forget, if you would like to sign up for your very own IPSY Glam bag, BoxyCharm by IPSY, or the IPSY Icon box, I will have a link in the description down below. I do make a whole $5 if you use the link, so thank you in advance if you do for the Starbucks coffee. I'm thoroughly going to enjoy it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!